Hey guys, welcome to Market Mondays. Hopefully you guys had a great July 4th weekend. I'm excited to know that we're at a 25th anniversary, which is really exciting. As someone who has, served in the United States and for the U.S. military and also been a family members of U.S. immigrants, really excited that we hit this really big milestones for the entire U.S. But before I get right into it, I'm gonna do a quick dad joke before I get into what happened last week and this week. Dad joke today is we all know where the Big Apple is, but does anyone know where Mini Apple is? Get it? Pew pew. All right, so getting right into it. Last week we got a lot of job labor market updates, and how that has changed the economy a little bit is that the numbers show improvement in the unemployment rate specifically, saying that went from 4.3 to 4.2. But if you dive into the numbers a little bit more, it actually showed some decent amount of weakness in terms of why maybe the unemployment rate should have gone down. Specifically, 700,000 people have left the workforce, meaning that they were part of the unemployment calculations in terms of just not being part of the workforce. So that's a really big deal in terms of like how the numbers overall play in terms of the percentage that went down. It just means there was less people who can count toward the workforce overall, and you can't be part if you're not part of the workforce. Unemployment doesn't technically apply to you. So that was the big thing in terms of the unemployment rate going down. The market didn't have that big of a reaction for the most part, but it was kind of a mixed bag all of last week in terms of where rates were trending. At the start of this week, and even into this week, it's a really quiet news week. We hope that a lot of things kind of stable out in terms of oil prices, which is, I believe OPEC, they mentioned something about bringing oil prices down to $60 a barrel. We're currently around 68, which is, we've made some big strides in oil prices in the last couple of weeks. Now, we hope that with all these strides coming for oil prices coming down, the August report is going to look really good in terms of the inflation report. So, if anyone's scared about the inflation going up, the reason it went up was because of the Iran conflict that we were having with oil prices going up. So now that that's kind of over with, an August report that we should see is that oil prices coming down. We might see an improvement in July. I just don't expect as much compared to August. So, but as far as mortgage rates, they're kind of effectively sideways. If I share the charts and show you what we're expected to see moving forward, I mean, we had a nice little rally maybe about 2 weeks ago, week ago-ish, which I did lock a number of clients, but since then it's been kind of just a little bit up and down in a very small band, which is we want that number to be closer to down here where we saw, end of February, where we hope the small band comes down further. All these rises were just due to oil prices and the Iran conflict. So now that that's over with, and we hope that the 60-day ceasefire and the peace talks that they're going into are gonna be positive. One of the reasons why they kind of stopped the progression of these peace talks and the negotiations of nuclear enrichment and things like that, Ayatollah was killed during a U.S.-Israeli airstrike. The supreme leader Ayatollah. So they're doing their funeral for him, and it's going to take a couple of days, so maybe a week. But otherwise, there's really not much else to update. It's where we're hoping that maybe the lack of news is actually going to be good for mortgage rates this week. So otherwise, that's all I got for you guys today. Nuke out.